Welcome to Heritage at Home, where we'll be demonstrating different heritage techniques and demonstrations for you to view from the comfort of your home. Be sure to try one out. Today I'll be demonstrating how to make a no-sew apron. This is a partnership between the Union County Heritage Festival Board of Directors, the Union County Museum, and UT Extension Union County. Aprons are a strong part of heritage here in Union County. Aprons throughout history have been used for so many things other than cooking. Aprons have been used to protect nice dresses and protect clothing. Aprons have been used to wipe faces and wipe spills, even to collect eggs or produce from the garden by lifting the bottom up and putting whatever you need picking into the apron and using it as a storage receptacle. They've been used to wipe away dust, and the main function has been to protect clothing that a lot of time and work had been invested in making. So aprons are much more than just a way to cook. Aprons have even been used as a pot holder by using the bottom to remove ovens or move pans on the stove. Today I'd like to show you how to make an apron even if you don't have a sewing machine available. What you can do first is cut a piece of fabric 20 inches by 20 inches into a square. Now this is 20 by 20 with the fabric folded. The first step is to clean up our edges and provide a hem. Today, rather than sewing our apron, we'll be using an ultra strong heat bond. This heat bond tape is often referred to as fusible webbing. It's available at most fabric stores, and it helps to create nice edges and attach fabric together without the use of a sewing machine. So it's a great option for new sewers or people who don't have a machine available. In order to do the edges of our apron, first we're going to cut strips the length of each edge. To use this fusible web, you want to be sure your iron is on a medium setting and that the tape is facing up. The webbing of the tape will be down and the paper of the tape will be facing up. Line it up closely with the edge and slowly iron across. After ironing across, allow that fusible tape to cool for just a minute, and then you should be able to very carefully at the edge remove the top paper of the tape. After disposing of the paper, you can fold the hem over and you're going to iron this side as well. This ironing allows the heat tape to bond. And just like that, you've got a simple clean edge. We're going to repeat that on all sides of our apron. When you do the sides of your apron, it can be helpful to fold in the corner before folding your hem. This creates a nicer edge on the side where you won't have fabric poking up from the back. Go slowly with your project, and if you need the help of a small ruler or any flat object to help keep the longer pieces flat as you iron, you can also iron in a circular motion, moving from the outside of the fabric inward. This will prevent any puckering on the outside edge of the fabric. This is particularly helpful on the longer edges. Again, fold in the corners for a more finished look. Now for the top ribbon that goes around the neck and around the waist, we'll be using regular ribbon. You can sew strips of cloth into ribbon to use for these areas, but if you're new to sewing or doing this project with children, it's very easy to use a ribbon that you have available. It's best to use a 1.5 to 2 inch thick ribbon. Begin by placing your fusible tape on the edge. Sew the first side down and remove the paper cover. That part is really fun for kids. Now pay close attention to how you can add your ribbon at this stage. When you fold in your corner for a pretty edge, go ahead and place the ribbon. Measure to the length that you would like appropriate. It's easiest to measure on the person you're creating the apron for or using your own neck. Be sure to create a hole large enough that you can fit your head through when your apron is finished. Cut the ribbon. And for a thicker, more durable ribbon, I like to fold it over and iron across. You can also do this with strips of fabric. After creating the ribbon for the neck, place the ribbon on the fabric and nestle it inside the fusible tape along your hem. Turn your corner in for a more finished look and allow the iron to rest on the corner. And then you've created a finished seam on all edges. To finish the waist belt of your apron, you can fold your fabric back in half. The top of your apron should be where you have your folded ribbon. So the waist of your apron will be here. Measure 1 to 2 inches above the waist of the apron. Measure a piece of ribbon long enough to allow you to tie the apron behind your back. To be sure that both of the edges of the apron have the same length of tie, go ahead and put your edges together, measure to your center point, and mark your ribbon. You want that center point to be in the center of your fabric. And you want to cut a piece of your fusible tape the same length as the top of the ribbon. First, you want to fuse the tape to the fabric. And remove the paper backing. If you find that the paper backing does not separate from the tape well, go ahead and let it cool longer or run the iron above the apron again. Remove the paper backing and place your ribbon on top of your fusible tape. Now you can attach the ribbon to your apron with your fusible tape. Now that you've created an apron with a waist, tie, and top, you have a couple options. For the neck piece of your apron, you can attach on the back using the method previously shown, or you can add a button. Adding a button and a buttonhole to the ribbon allows the neck to be adjustable for people who, if you're preparing this as a gift and you're not quite sure how long you need to make the ribbon to fit them properly, you can add a button so that they can wrap it around their neck and then button it in place. To sew a button, you need a needle and a length of thread about the length from your fingertips to your shoulder. You place the button on the fabric. You can do it on the back if you don't want it to show, or the front if you would like it to be seen. Let's do the front. Be sure to watch your fingers and make sure that your fingers are out of the way underneath the button. If the fabric is too tough on the hem, you can use a thimble to help push the needle through. Now you want to be sure to continue to do that at least 5 to 10 times to have a secure button. From there, you can take your ribbon neck and attach to the side by creating a small buttonhole, cutting into the fabric. You want to be sure to hand sew to reinforce the bottom and around your buttonhole so that it doesn't rip over time. There you have a simple apron that can be done even without a sewing machine and very little hand sewing. Hand sewing is a great way for children to begin to learn to sew, and this apron is a very simple activity that allows children to get creative by embellishing with different buttons, adding pockets, or putting iron-on appliques that the child likes. For more information about easy sewing projects, contact your local extension office. Our 4-H program has a monthly Stitchers Club where we do different stitching techniques and learn how to use sewing machines.